Hi, I'm Joe Kopsick, and I'm running for the U.S. House of Representatives from Wisconsin's 2nd Congressional District to succeed 8-term Progressive Democrat Tammy Baldwin. 4 Democrats have stated an interest to seek the Democratic Party nomination for the seat for which I am running. They are Wisconsin State Assemblyman Mark Pocan and Kelda Helen Roys, Dane County Treasurer Dave Worzala, and veteran and attorney Matt Silverman. State Representative Mark Pocan voted against late-term and partial birth abortion, even in case of rape and incest, the protection of the privacy of the doctor-patient relationship regarding abortion, and the individual right to bear arms. Despite having claimed that he would like to help small businesses obtain the capital they need in order to grow, Pocan opposed a small business tax credit bill in the Wisconsin State Legislature. He also opposed legislation amending the Wisconsin State Constitution to limit government spending. State Representative Kelda Helen Roys joined Mark Pocan in his support of the ban on smoking in public places and private places of employment throughout Wisconsin, and in opposition to the sale of alcohol to supervised 18 to 20-year-olds. Assemblyman Pocan and Roys have also voiced opposition to concealed carry laws and opposed civil liability immunity for homeowners using deadly force against intruders in order to prevent imminent death. Dane County Treasurer Dave Worzala has stated that he does not believe in the rhetoric of no new taxes, and he believes that raising levels of spending and taxation, including a repeal of the Bush tax cuts, will solve the federal budget crisis. Worzala would also support continued federal investment in infrastructure. Veteran and attorney Matt Silverman has stated that he would support the increase of federal taxes, incorrectly believes that the United States is a democracy, and describes himself as a pragmatic Democrat. I join Mr. Silverman in his opposition to big budget campaign finance by business interests. I join Treasurer Worzala in his desire to curb federal spending and end the deficit. I join Assemblywoman Roys in her staunch support of freedom of choice. I join Assemblyman Pocan in his support of a sensible policy on illicit drugs and gay rights in Wisconsin public sector. I'm running for Congress because I support free market and constitutionalist policies which none of my Democratic opponents support. But I'm also running because I support a combination of left-wing policies which I am fairly confident that neither candidate would fully support. If elected to the 113th Congress from Wisconsin's 2nd District, I would be an outspoken voice supporting American national sovereignty coupled with a non-interventionist foreign policy, the restoration of the civil liberties, including freedom of speech, the press, assembly, the rights of the accused, and the right to bear arms, the absolute freedom of choice in regards to abortion, public sector rights for women and minorities, amnesty for all undocumented immigrants who have not been convicted of harming persons or their property, and real fiscal restraint. Additionally, I would be an ardent critic of the current federal monetary, budgetary, taxation, and wage policies, the political influence of all types of lobbies from Wall Street to Israel, a loose interpretation of the General Welfare Clause which excuses unconstitutional federal spending on military and economic aid to foreign governments, spending on the development of national infrastructure, and social and corporate welfare, and the secret ballot system, that practice of contractually irresponsible absolute dominion by which our unduly elected officials, including 3 of my 4 Democratic opponents, govern and control us, once described by a great American thinker as political slavery, indistinguishable from the right of private property. If I am elected, my voting record will reflect the people's desire to have a limited, Republican form of government, which supports amending the law to support social justice reforms, the restoration of individual rights, and the embrace of free market principles, and all this in a manner that adheres to the letter of constitutional law the way its framers intended. I will support the freedom of and from association, voluntary exchange and compliance, and a system of contract law which is the basis of, not limited by, all legitimate governance. Please remember to vote for me, independent candidate Joe Kopsick, for the U.S. House of Representatives from Wisconsin's 2nd Congressional District on November 6, 2012. Thank you.